Hey girl, what's up? I keep finding things on Pinterest that I'm absolutely obsessed with. So this is going to be a series where I'm going to recreate those looks, break it down and see if they're actually worth the price tag. Some will turn out amazing and some should be left on the mood board. So let's get started. This channel is basically going to exist because I want to explore that side of fashion that I don't get to explore at my day-to-day job, which is really exciting for me because I do explore it all the time. I just guess I never press record on a camera. So we're going to get over the stage for you and get into it and hopefully inspire you. And maybe if there is things that do cost a lot of money for some of those designer pieces, with my knowledge and in-depth experience within the industry, like some things I might be able to say, I've recreated that look for less than, I'm just saying, like say €100. That is not worth €6,000. Are you with me? So yeah, and also it gives me an opportunity to show you behind the scenes of what it takes to even create my own custom orders, how I do them. I just want to be totally transparent because I love fashion. I love the building of them. I love the behind the scenes. I have a lot of in-depth knowledge of why things cost what they are. Because some things might be 100% polyester, really expensive, and you're thinking, why is that €500 for that polyester? Okay, so today, for the first episode, we're going to recreate Valentino. Basically, obsessed with leopard. Found this coat on Pinterest a while ago, which I was just like, oh, that's so cute. Like, it's like €5,000 or something. It's obviously a real fur of some sort. So, obviously that pertains to like the cost and stuff like that, but I'm going to recreate it for way cheaper. So well over a year ago I actually was shopping on Vinted and I found this jacket. It was €11 thereabouts and it arrived. Obsessed. I'm going to go try it on right now for you, one sec. Okay, so I had to turn around, get those angles. So basically this is the coat. It is stunning. I wasn't expecting it to be this nice in person, but it's basically like a pony skin. I don't know what that is, but it's basically a pony skin faux suede because it's not real leather or anything like that. It's a suede, but it gives off pony skin. Sorry, I need to be really specific about that because it's definitely not the short hair pony skins, which are very expensive and a lot of brands would use. Obviously because it's like using a real fur or leather or whatever. I don't think I'm going to get this closed, but so basically there is a tiny button at the top of this, which I've kind of buttoned. They're obviously tiny because they're like snap fasteners, but these two are the only buttons that are currently on it. I'm just going to step back and give a quick little spin. Okay, so it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, I love the construction and stuff on it. Obviously this is perfect to recreate that Valentino look. I have had this knocking in my wardrobe for well over a year, and when I seen this picture on Pinterest I was like, I could recreate that. I have just a piece. Obviously I have it layered up here with a jumper underneath. See how easy those buttons come off? So I then went back onto Vinted again, which you wouldn't believe, but you can buy so many things on it. And I was like, I need to find buttons that kind of represent that button that Valentino is given. It doesn't say anywhere in the details, at least of the website that I was looking at, but the buttons are probably like a 14 karat gold or something, I would assume, for the price that they're selling the coat at. I wouldn't imagine that they stop at the faux fur. But I needed to do something and buy something that gave that indulgent glamour of the buttons that they have. So like I said, there's only these two buttons that are a little bit like, they're not great. So I'm going to do something to fix these. I might have to put proper snap fasteners down the inside and hide them, would be my plan. And then I also have, these are the buttons. They are gorgeous. So these are what I'm going to use to recreate that Valentino hammered button, even though these are a little bit more grander. These were really expensive. I mean, not break the budget, but like these were, I'm going to say, €17. for 5 buttons, which is a lot because they are costume. But again, this is understanding a version of how to recreate that gorgeous Valentino without the $5,000, euro, whatever budget. So I'm gonna place them down the front, and then the big piece de resistance. Sorry. So the big piece de resistance, the Bon Appetit on the top. I obviously had to go with real fur cuffs because I obviously had to go with fox fur cuffs because if we're recreating something that's Valentino, I mean, we can't be accepting any scraggly polyester. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's a lot of brands out there, trust me, that definitely charge upwards a lot of money for coats that don't even have real fur, which is shocking. And the prices they're putting on polyester fur, which is just as bad. So my stance is that we go with what's going to last the most and what you're going to appreciate a lot for a really long time. And I have coats in my, I like to call it my archive, but I have coats since over 15 years. I have clothes over 15 years. Sometimes if I gain weight, those clothes aren't even leaving my side because the pieces that I cherish and invest in, I have them forever. And I think 15 years is a good guideline for me to be truthful about that. I do keep my pieces, and I do think that there's people out there that genuinely invest in clothes that they do have forever. So I bought these fox for pelts, I think you would say. I bought it on Etsy, which I can link, but I thought these were perfect. But I think these are going to do just the job of recreating that look. I do need to cut them down and resize the size of this. So with the little bit of fabric that I'll have left over from it, I don't know what I will do with it, but I'm going to just move it down so you can see. But this is basically a preview of how it's beginning to shape up. So I'm going to get to sewing the cuffs on, trimming the pelts to match the hemline of the cuff and pinning down my buttons, and let's go. Okay, so we're tight on space because I basically have this little cute fold-away desk that I love. I don't have a studio, so everything's being done in my bedroom is where the magic happens. But it's just not worth it to have a studio when I work a full-time job. But that cannot stop me from recreating these pieces, and really, this place is my happy home. It's like my own little apartment. I love it. So basically I have laid out this little coat, and I've laid out all the buttons. I don't know if you can see this. So basically I have laid out all my buttons here. I've spaced them evenly apart, and now I'm going to start to hand stitch them down. Where's my thing? Okay, so I'm going to start with this, the fur cuffs. As you can see, I'm going to pin around this whole thing, this whole cuff. But I'm going to be out by a good, I will measure this, but I'm sure it's at least maybe 10, maybe 12 cm. I might be able to just dust it off where it's 5 or 6. But the challenge with this is going to be when I do cut it, we're probably going to be left with a lot of fur all over the place. So yes, this is going to be challenging, but we have to do it. We have to. Okay, so basically I have measured around the cuff, and from here to here is what we want to keep, and this is what we want to eliminate. But if I want to finish this properly, someone without a skill set is probably going to cut right through there, but I know that I'm going to need my 1 centimetre beyond this in order to give this finished hem, because we are only in the business of recreating all that goodness. So in saying that, I am gonna cut in here with a small scissors, like approximately 1 to 1.5, just roughly, so as I am not gonna leave myself short. Leave myself short on stitching. That is not what we want. There's wadding in here, so I'm actually just gonna cut through as far as the pelt, but not into the fur just yet. Ugh. Okay. I also want to be really mindful as to how I'm taking this apart. So if this is going to be my 1cm at either side, I'm carefully going to remove, there's like the tiniest little, I don't think the camera will pick up, but there is tiny little stitch details there that I'm going to remove from 1cm. Okay, so now we've fully cut through the drama. I'm just going to fix this for a second. Okay, so now we have kind of fully cut through the drama, and I now want to cut the fur that lives beneath the surface here. This can get a little bit messy, but I'm just going to have to go for it, because otherwise I will never get this done. So this is the part where you're going to chop, but you've already kept in mind that you're going to have this one area for seam allowance. Let's do it. Let's go. Fab. Okay. Oh, this is going to be so disgusting, so messy. If I was really resourceful, I could probably make wig mustaches out of this, but girl's got a full-time job, so that's not going to happen. Okay, this is my leftover. Whoa, so much. Okay, again, it's not a lot that's going to waste, because I'm still probably going to repurpose what's left of the end of the two gloves. Okay, un momento. Okay, so these are my two leftover pieces. Maybe when it comes to finishing these, I'll have to do it slightly different. It will probably be like that, but I don't know what I'm going to use that for. If it could be a cuff on maybe a glove, because obviously there's not going to be the finish of the back. But I don't know, maybe I could do a headband to match. That would be so sick. But for now, that's what my leftovers are, and we're not going to throw it out. We will keep it for something that will come in handy. So, nice. Now I'm going to get to seam stitching the inside of these nice and neatly. I'll cut into the wadding, but basically I want to have a really nice clean finish on these. Like the way the other end is, even though I don't know if that's quite clean. But yeah, so that is my next step. Okay, so basically I have amended the fur. I've finished it really nicely, just like top stitching it down at either end. This just like is going to help if I ever want to, I don't know, take them off to wash it. But I just know that this is definitely how a high-end designer would do it. So I've used actually this leather craft tool that I have. It's really great because like it has all different sizes on it. It's probably hard to tell up close, but I think I bought this on like Temu, and it's amazing because this obviously is like a suede, so it's very hard to get it's very hard to purse these holes into it and stitch by hand, so this just makes it a little bit easier. I did pick up an embroidery thread. I feel like this is much more durable. Valentino definitely probably uses a much better technique that they would have attached it before they would have closed up the sleeve. Obviously this is a vintage garment that I'm like sort of upcycling, so I have to work around that. So I'm going to stitch them on with this for durability, and also it's nice that the holes kind of will remain in place, because if I ever do want to take them off to wash them, even though I feel like that would be very once in a blue moon situation, but I'm going to stitch these on and then I'll come back. So this is her. This is the finished coat. Absolutely obsessed. I think this is one that turned out really well. It's given bring her out for the lobster, bring her out for a glass of wine. Yeah, I'm so obsessed. I'm really pleased how it turned out. As I said, the coat is from Vinted, the buttons are from Vinted, the fur, which I purchased on Etsy, is also really nice. And overall, I think this has a $5,500 price tag, like the Valentino. So yeah, I'm excited now to get on to the next one. Let me know how you think this turned out in the comments, and like and subscribe, as you know. Okay, ciao!